We talked a few months ago at Big 12s and Tokyo was the goal. Now that it's a reality, what is it like?
I mean, it's extraordinary.
Krista, I love your path. Untraditional, right? Trampoline, then started diving at age 20. A lot of divers start as gymnasts or swimmers, but you started with trampoline. Take us through that sport. What is that like? Obviously, with your diving training now, you're doing a lot of trampoline, but doing that full time.
I love trampoline. It was one of the best sports, I think. I always think back to when I was a trampolinist.
Congratulations on making Team USA. Has it set in yet?
Yeah, I think it's finally set in for me. Just honestly, watching all of the other Olympic trials definitely helped it set in a little bit more.
How'd you get into diving? How'd you start diving?
Yeah, so I actually, I started my whole journey in gymnastics first. I went to Scats Gymnastics. Sam McCulloch is also from there too, if you guys know who that is. And I did that for about 9 years. And it just was too hard on my body. And I just couldn't fully get into it. And so I tried a summer camp with Debbie McCormick in Long Beach. And I was just instantly enthralled with diving. It was very new, it was different. I didn't know how to wear Speedo. So I kind of got shafted there, but.
Hey, hang on. I'm going to stop you right there. You didn't know how to wear a Speedo. I need more details. What?
No, I didn't know I had to wear one. When I was doing the summer camp, I was wearing board shorts. Like I was going to the beach. I had no idea I was going to I had to put on a Speedo. And so my first real day of training, when I committed to just doing diving, Debbie McCormick, my coach, told me I had to wear a Speedo. And so they gave me a Speedo to wear, and I was not excited about it.
Haley, I want to talk about the adversity you faced. It wasn't always a smooth road. I know you actually contemplated giving up the sport. How were you able to cope with fear and keep pushing?
Fear is something that I still struggle with to this day. And I think, it has been a long road for me and mentally learning new things and challenges.
I'm so glad you mentioned that word fun, because you and Brando, you have a lot of fun and you do not take this too seriously. What is it like having a teammate like that?
That's everything. Having positive vibes while you're competing when you're in a stressful situation, that's what I think every athlete should be a part of.
Off the pool deck, when you guys have time and you get to spend a little time together, what do you and Jess do?
Me and Jess are both huge tea drinkers. So I literally have my tea right here.
That was a close competition for that second place spot between you and Murphy and Jessica. Take us through that mindset and that execution on your part.
Sure. Honestly, I was trying not to pay attention to how everybody else was doing because all I can control is myself.
This is your second Olympics. Did you ever imagine you would make 2 Olympic rosters?
No, I remember when I first made it, it was, beyond my wildest dreams to be on an Olympic team. And to come back to a second one is really special. It is, I'll tell you, an incredibly different feeling.
Andrew, this year just has been so dominant for you, winning the 3-meter at NCAAs, and that kind of set the table for trials. And here you are probably feeling super good heading into Tokyo. How have you been able to do it?
Honestly, just trusting my coach.
What was your family's reaction? What was your father's reaction when you made that Olympic team?
He's quite I'm the same way. I think I get it from him, but he's very emotional. When I made it, I could hear him yelling, "I love you." I was crying. He was crying. He was with my aunt at the time. And, it was a great moment.
Can you just talk about how diving has impacted your life in every area?
It's impacted me. It's basically made my entire life. It is my entire life. Without diving, I wouldn't have been able to go to college. I wouldn't have been able to go to grad school.
You guys are all amazing. And especially going through that last year during the COVID-19 pandemic and everything was uncertain and stopping and having an Olympic year be moved. What was that like, Jess? And how did you stay sharp during that time?
I mean, it was pretty crazy, obviously, and we've all, felt the effects of this.
I want to hone in on Olympic trials. Those first few rounds were so tight. Take me through each round, each dive, what you were thinking, what you were telling yourself, and how you were preparing for each dive and just staying so focused.
So going into, the finals, I knew that I had a lower degree of difficulty and that there was a lot of amazing divers right behind me. And so I knew it was going to be a challenge, but it was possible.
From 5 years old, you knew you were going to be an Olympian. I mean, how were you able to see into the future like this, Krista? That's amazing.
In my little 5-year-old mind, I just saw Olympians on TV, just thinking, I want to be on TV. That was my mindset, I think.
Hubby knows how to cook. All right. I like that. What's your favorite thing he makes?
Oh my gosh, he makes great soups, and there's a ginger chicken soup that has cilantro on top. I love those flavors and I love ginger. So he made it the other night, and I was in heaven. I was just sitting at the table. I was like, oh, it's like a heartwarming meal, so.
Even in Florida, right? Doesn't matter how warm it is, you still like that soup from your husband. I like it.
Do.
How was that a benefit for you? Because some may view it as, oh man, I was ready a year ago and now I'm not.
Yeah.
It was the opposite for you. Why is that?
I feel like I was able to get more strength and get more repetition into the pool.
Delaney, take us back to that first dive that you ever did off the platform. What were your emotions and what was that like?
I remember my coach told me to take like a sitting lineup up to 10 meter for the first time. And I was like, no way, absolutely not. Like basically refused to do it. But then like me and the way I am, I was like, okay, like I should probably listen.
Andrew, you've done a lot of work with special needs charities. Why is that so important to you?
So my twin brother actually was born with pretty severe autism. So growing up with him has just, it's been amazing to see his growth.
How were you able to handle this past year? Just the uncertainty, the craziness. I know Austin had the ice storm. How did you do all this and then end up making the Olympic team on the back end?
I think for me, a lot of it was just trusting the process.